Hello everyone and welcome to this lecture. In the previous lecture, we have been able to learn about functions, built-in functions. We learned about lambda expressions as well. And we've been able to use the map as well function to just, perform a certain operation on an entire list in just one shot. In this lecture, I'm going to show you kind of an additional, kind of an advanced topic, so we'll call it filter, okay? Which is simply used to apply specific kind of condition on an entire list. Okay, so let's take a look at what they mean by this. So I'm going to say, okay, let's define my list and let's call it, for instance, 10. Here we define it 50. We'll define 40, 3, 9, 14, 2, and 6. Shift enter. Here we go. And what we could do, then I wanted to, let's say, pick even numbers only. All right, I wanted to pick only even numbers from here, obviously not by using for loops and all that. I just wanted to use filter function. Let's see how can I do that. I'm going to say, okay, out, which is my output, equals to. I'm going to say, okay, and that's how we write it. We're going to say filter, all right? And what I'm going to do, I'm going to use lambda expression too. So I'm going to say lambda. And what lambda we're going to do, I'm going to say, okay, x, if you take x, all right, please return back if it's only even number. So I'm going to say, okay, I have to put in a condition here. So we're going to say if x divided by 2 and you obtain the remainder was equals to 0, okay, that should simply like summarize the actual condition. So here what I'm saying, okay, when I'm saying filter, all right, using the lambda expression, if you take x, all right, if you find that x divided by 2 is equals to 0, okay, return simply x. That's all what it is when we're applying filter simply command. So what we could do, I have here to pass along obviously my list, which is my list in here. All right, okay. The last point is I have to cast whatever I'm going to get out of it. I have to cast it, simply convert it into a list format. So if I press shift enter, here we go. If I take a look at out, here we go. So now I ended up with all the even numbers, 10, 50, 40, 14, 2, and 6. We skipped 3 and we skipped 9 as well. Okay, all right, looks great. So again, let's take a look. I know it's a little bit confusing. Let's take a look at another example. Let's assume that I wanted, for instance, to, let's say, have a list of ages. So I have, for example, kind of this list of ages, okay, 5, 15, and so on. And for example, you wanted to create kind of using a list, using filter, using lambda to allow only people who only are an age 21 or greater than. Okay, so I wanted to go into that list, pick people only who are age 21 plus. So 21, 22, 24, 39, 35, and so on. Let's see how can we do that using filter and lambda. So I'm going to say, okay, out equals to, I'm going to say list. I know I need to cast it anyway, so let's define it as list. So I'm going to use filter, and then I can use lambda expression, and the lambda I'm going to take x. The condition is if x was greater than or equal to 21, that's my condition, right? And simply here, within the lambda expression, I need to pass along simply my list age, underscore age. My apologies, this was my list underscore age, which is my list in here. All right, okay, looks good. Let's run it. And let's take a look at out. Here we go. So now we're able to obtain only 21, 22, 24, 39, and 30. All right. Now it's time for a quick challenge. What I want you guys to do is to simply take the exact same list and only return people, just write the exact same, pretty much exact same operation, but only return people who are between the age of 20 and between the age of 25 only. Okay, all right, so 20 and 25. Okay, please go ahead, pause the video, and I'll see you guys after the challenge. All right, I hope you guys were able to figure out the challenge. What I ask you guys to do is to simply go in here and only select the ages that are greater than 20 and less than 25. So simply put, I'm just going to take the exact same condition pretty much, but here instead of 20, I want to make it 20, but I need to add kind of an additional condition. So I say, okay, and if you find x was, actually let's do that. So if x was greater than or equal 20, and if x was less than or equals to 25. These are kind of two my conditions that I wanted to satisfy. And if I do that, if I take a look at out, here we go. We ended up with 21, 22, 24, which is simply all the ages between 20 and 25. All right, and that's pretty much all what I have for this lecture. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Now you guys are pretty much ready to do the exercises. We have tons of exercises for you when it comes to functions. Keep it up, and you should be really proud of your newly acquired programming skills. Best of luck, and I will see you guys in the next lecture.